Hi family, welcome back to Mama 4. Today we're gonna talk about this Michelle Obama book, okay?
To all the people who've helped me become, the folks who raised me, Fraser, Marion, Craig, and my vast extended family, my circle of strong women who always lift me up, my loyal and dedicated staff who continue to make me proud, to the loves of my life.
Alright, so I've been telling y'all that I've been reading Michelle Obama book. The book costs $25. Right now it's on sale for $16.95 last time I checked. If you have an Android phone and you download the book audio app or some kind of app on your from the Google Play Store, they would give you a $10 coupon to get $10 off for any book $10 or more. So you can actually get our book for $6.95. The book is worth $6.95. The book is worth $16.95 even if you don't get the coupon. And if you don't catch it on sale, it's worth $25. Definitely worth it. The book is almost 20 hours long if you let the audio play. It is spoken by Michelle Obama. Her voice is so cooling. Her voice is so soothing and relaxing. You will feel so calm listening to her book, or at least I did. She also delivered lots of messages that I got out of the book. There were some parts that was so relatable because I lost a mom to cancer. There was some parts that was relatable because I am a black female living in America. There were some parts relatable because I am a mother. There are some parts relatable because I grew up in a family without a lot of money. There's parts relatable because the neighborhoods I grew up in and I currently live in is not the safest place in America. There are some parts that I can only dream of, being married to a husband that's the president of the United States. Um, I remember what it was like losing family. I do have older brothers, but I got more than one older brother. Um, there are some parts that I never thought about that she shared, how being the wife of the United States of American president, she gave away her freedom, so to say. She couldn't do something as simple as open a window in the White House. It wasn't allowed because her safety was an issue. She wasn't able to have her husband with her at moments that she needed him the most because he may have been over at this meeting or that meeting. She couldn't do something as simple as go on a date to celebrate her anniversary with her husband because she was called selfish or now was not the time. Or if she did something as simple as go on a date with her husband, there was roads and streets that would have to be shut down and just for her and her husband to go through. So just for her to live a little bit of life, it involves her stopping other people's life. She was criticized from the way she talked, the things she wanted to do. Um, she could make a speech and people would tear her speech apart and pick out a bad segment of the speech and only show that and would say how I got a cramp in my feet. How she was such an angry black lady. She had to shake hands, hug, and pose for a picture with people that talked about her and her husband. She had to look Donald Trump in the face and remain calm, even though this man talked about her husband so bad that a guy hopped in his car, drove to the White House, pulled out a gun, and shot it up because he wanted to kill Obama and his family. But yet she still had to look Trump in the face and remain humble. Um, the book is called Becoming, and I heard her speaking on the radio is what made me how I found out she had a book and what made me want to read the book. And she called it Becoming because she said that we are always becoming. We becoming a better person. You becoming an adult, becoming a teenager, becoming a mom, becoming a first lady, becoming whatever. Her book started out from talking about what she know about her being a baby until what she can remember about her childhood, until what it was like growing up poor, until what it was like growing up with a dad with MS, to what it was like growing up going to Princeton when people told her that she would never be able to get accepted or be able to finish school, to what it was like growing up with grandparents that was in slavery, to what it was like working in a law firm, to what it was like when she first met Obama, to what it was like for him to run for president, to what it was like for her to be a first lady, all the way down to the moment that she wrote the book. Was once things settled down to after the 8-year term of being in the White House was over, she was sitting in the house and Barack was gone. Her girls were gone. It was just her and the 2 dogs. And she woke up hungry and she was able to go into the kitchen, get a plate, get some bread, make her a sandwich, and walk outside without having to answer to nobody. It may seem them being in the White House was, they have everything, but they didn't have everything. She wasn't able to go out in public without a whole bunch of people following her to protect her. She wasn't able to go out in public with everybody trying to take a picture. She wasn't able to go out in public without a picture of her surfacing online and Michelle Obama this, Michelle Obama that. And they was even taking pictures of her daughters just not respecting their privacy and stuff. But this lady talked about what went through her head through the midst of all of it. Even her story that she talked about with losing her friend to cancer just remind me when I lost my mom to cancer. I didn't take it serious. I was a workaholic. It wasn't until the last minute that I realized I was losing my mom. And she talked about that in the book. She lost her best friend at the age of, in the 20s, I believe 26 years old, to cancer. And Michelle was just into her career and working, and it wasn't until the last minute that she realized she was losing her best friend. But she made it there to see her before the best friend passed. And I think so many people can benefit from reading this book. And they had an audio version. So I made it through the book in like 5 days, I think, because I played this book nonstop. My intentions was to only play 2 chapters a day, but it was so good that I played more than 2 chapters. A lot of times while I was at work and just riding around, I had the book playing. Whether I was in my car or at work, I had the book playing and reading off to me while I do stuff, and it was good. And now I'm in search of another good book. Oh, and she answered a question at the end of her book saying, before anybody asked would she ever run for president, she gave her answer to would she do it or not do it. And if you read, after reading the book or listening to it, however you choose to read it or let it play out, listen to it, you'll understand why she said the answer to that question. And once you check out the book, you let me know what you thought of the book.
March 2017. When I was a kid, my aspirations were simple. I wanted a dog. I wanted a house that had stairs in it, 2 floors for 1 family. I wanted, for some reason, a 4-door station wagon instead of the 2-door Buick that was my father's pride and joy. I used to tell people that when I grew up, I wanted to be a pediatrician. Why? Because I loved being around little kids, and I quickly learned that it was a pleasing answer for adults to hear. Oh, a doctor. What a good choice. In those days, I wore pigtails and bossed my older brother around and managed always and no matter what to get A's at school. I was ambitious, though I didn't know exactly what I was shooting for. Now I think it's one of the most useless questions an adult can ask a child. What do you want to be when you grow up? As if growing up is finite. As if at some point you become something, and that's the end. So far in my life, I've been a lawyer. I've been a vice president at a hospital and the director of a nonprofit that helps young people build meaningful careers. I've been a working-class black student at a fancy, mostly white college. I've been the only woman, the only African-American in all sorts of rooms. I've been a bride, a stressed-out new mother, a daughter torn up by grief, and until recently, I was the First Lady of the United States of America. A job that's not officially a job, but that nonetheless has given me a platform like nothing I could have imagined. It challenged me and humbled me, lifted me up and shrank me down, sometimes all at once. I'm just beginning to process what took place over these last years, from the moment in 2006, when my husband first started talking about running for president, to the cold morning this winter, when I climbed into a limo with Melania Trump, accompanying her to her husband's inauguration. It's been quite a ride. When you're First Lady, America shows itself to you in its extremes.